Welcome back to the channel. Today what we're doing is we're working on the R34. Get ready for this. Woo! You guys ready for the new motor? Here we go. Yeet! Nothing. Just kidding, but today what we're gonna be doing is, I have some camber arms. So, let me show you real quick. Got some camber arms for the rear. Gotta like turn everything on. If you can see, we got 6-inch slips now, but I don't know how it's gonna look when I lower it, but already you could tell that it's gonna need to be cambered in a little bit just because I don't want to destroy these quarters, and I want to lower the rear and the fronts as well. So we're gonna be getting started on that. Let's unveil all this. Still doing a lot of body work, trying to get it ready for some paint. That dual caliper setup there. So we're gonna be starting on this side since the wheel's off, and let's get started. All right, I didn't go too crazy. Just got some of your basic rear upper camber arms. These are the same ones I had on my S14 before I switched over and got some ISR ones. The good thing about the R34 is that, all right, light's already dead. Should have charged that, but yeah, you guys can definitely see. So on my R32, this was actually wrapped around here, so I actually had to take off like the coilover and all that stuff. But thankfully for this, just gotta take out this bolt in the back over here, and pretty much just a quick, easy, maybe 5-10 minute install. Hopefully I'm not BSing and everything works out smooth. All right, so easy enough. We just got a couple of 19s here. That back section's a 17, and hopefully comes out pretty easy. Let's see. Look at that, cake. Bam, just like that. Got that bolt off. This one should come right off. And bam, easy. Hell yeah. So right here, how we have it is everything's all loose. Gonna keep it all loose for now, but right now it's cambered all the way out. If you wanted to put it somewhat OEM, all you would do is take this, match it with this, and unscrew until pretty much it matches OEM spec. But we're just gonna camber it all the way out for now, and we'll align it, all that good stuff afterwards. I know, that's so sick how they have that right there. That's what we need. We need an ice cream truck. Hell yeah. There we go. Quick, easy install. And then we could go ahead, mess with the camber afterwards by adjusting with these 3 bolts here. These 3 nuts, I mean. Now moving on to this side here. Shouldn't be too bad. Nice little 5-10 minute job as well. We're not gonna lower it all the way right now. We're gonna wait till the car gets fully painted. That way, I don't know, because I'm still debating whether or not I want to do. I don't think I'm gonna slam it how I did my 240. I kind of like the track stance. Comment down below what you guys like. Slamming cars, that little stance fitment, but I like how the fitment is up here a little bit. It does tuck in a little bit there, but that like Ebisu style, I like that style. I might try that, but I don't know yet. We'll see how everything turns out after it's all painted and fitment with the wheels and all that good stuff. So let me quickly do this real quick. This is also the first time that I'm lowering the car with like test fitting the wheels. So just gonna go a little slow, go all the way. Probably gonna have to lower like a good inch and camber it in a couple of degrees for sure. Is that all? Oh dude, we're high as hell. So we're gonna have to camber this in, drop it like maybe an inch. Definitely gonna have to drop that though. Still looks so beefy. It's a new day, so there's a couple more body stuff that I have to do other than, so taillights are done, rear bumper is done, quarter panels are done. So the only thing left that's missing are pretty much a little bit of the front fender just sanding down here, the hood, front bumper fitment, I already have everything. I'm going to do another video on that. As you can see how it's a little bit off. But what we're going to be focusing on are the side skirts here. This is a huge challenge here, just because I'm going to show you. I'm going to go step by step, but I'll show you real quick. The fitment's not that bad. I was kind of afraid that I was going to have to split it and cut it right here like how they do on the OEM GTRs, but thankfully we didn't have to do that. The only thing I really have to do is sand this down a little bit, sand this section up to this marking right here, and pretty much it's pretty good. So I'm going to go step by step here on how I did this, just because I know I was getting a lot of messages, a lot of people that are doing this conversion for the GTR fitment. So we'll get started on here. So first off, the biggest thing is starting right here for that front section. The rear section isn't bad at all. We don't really have to modify anything for that. But for the front section here, whoa, what I was doing is, if you can see how this front fender sticks out a lot, I try to push it in as much as I can, and it goes in just a little bit more. But what we're gonna have to do is cut this section off right here just to fit into this front fender. So I'll show you real quick how I did it under here. As you can see how it's cut off right there. Gonna be doing this just for the meantime. I did get a couple OEM stuff, which is a huge plus, such as I'm looking for OEM side skirts. I got OEM from bumper, which is awesome, but I would just like to have all this stuff nice, matched, and painted, just to have an extra set. I'm gonna want to just push this in a little bit. That way we can just mock up the side skirt here. I'm just gonna drill the 2 holes where they have the little moldings at. I'm gonna put this on the jack, just so I can have it fit up nice and perfect there. Gonna just quickly take off the rear wheels. Now this will give us some room to go ahead, and we're gonna be figuring out where to mount this at exactly on here. This is the tricky part. The biggest, well, the hardest part was, since these are add-on and rear quarters, just having this bottom section here is the hardest part, just because it might not fit. So crossing our fingers that it pretty much matches up how the other side was. Just mocking it up right here, have it jacked up. So just went and marked the inside there, just because you can see how much it sticks out here. Gonna have to sand this down as well. But like I said, we're just gonna cut that middle section off just so the fender underneath can sit pretty good, and then you wouldn't even be able to see it anyways, just because there's another underpiece side skirt that attaches to this later on. But this is the hardest part, I think, just getting everything to match up pretty good. I wish that it had the OEM little clip-ons from underneath. That's why I'm definitely on the hunt for some OEM side skirts, just so I wouldn't have to deal with this. And in case if I hit anything, these I feel like would explode, rather than OEM being polyurethane and would be better. Same thing with all of this. The only part that's gonna be pretty much fiberglass are the quarters, front fenders, and maybe this hood. I do want to get another OEM hood without the vents, but we'll see how it all looks after it's all painted. Right now, it looks pretty good. Fitment's pretty much on point. Like I said, just gonna probably like double side tape this part right here. As you can see, there's a little gap there. Sand this as well, but you see where it's gonna hit already. You hear that little noise? So that needs to get sanded down. Here we go, safety first. All right, got that nice and cut. Let's go see how it fits. Mounted up the front. What we're going to be doing is, I just have it with zip ties now, but we're going to be doing, like I said, I'm trying to do this whole car somewhat OEM as possible looking. So we're going to be putting the OEM clips there. as well as in the rear, but for test fitment purposes, we're gonna just use good old zip ties. So put that up and over, and we're gonna have to reach this under. I don't know, that front is flexing a little bit more than over here. Hopefully it doesn't break. I think it's just getting caught on that jack. All right, so right now there's a lot of tension. I was hearing a little bit of not sure if it was some cracking or what, but right now it's not even being held by zip ties or anything. Fitment's pretty much good. Close the gap. So I think this side's not so much. So right here you can see how it's overlapping. This whole thing's gonna have to get sanded down. It's already hitting the door. Same spot on the other side, but this fitment is a little bit better on this side here. So pretty much from right here all the way over, that's gonna have to get sanded down as well. And then here, gonna have to sand the inside part down just to bring this a little bit more close to that line. I'm not sure if it's supposed to cover that line or what. Let me double check how I have it on this side. So I have it like right underneath the line there. But other than that, fitment's pretty much good. So a lot of sanding, a lot of test fitment issues. Well, not that many issues, just a lot of sanding. And then we can go ahead, put some OEM clips, and should be all good. Went ahead, started sanding all this down. Whew. Out of breath, but I think the fitment should be good now. So like I was saying before, it was actually hitting from this section all the way to over here. Same with the in section here, sanded that down a little bit. Might have to go a little bit more. And this middle section from where the door was hitting, and then went ahead, sanded all this inner part down so the fender sits nice and flush there. Let's test fit it again, see what else we have to modify. All right, so right away, thank God, a lot of the sanding did help a lot. It helped the flex here, so just gonna have to sand down just a little bit. What I did was this whole section on the inside of the fender, I sanded down. Just gonna have to go, and pretty much this section here of the fender inside, gonna have to sand it down a little bit. With this side here, let me show you guys real quick. Thankfully, you can already see how there's not a lot of tension, so that's a plus. So the sanding did help a lot. And I'm gonna move this up a little. So close the gap there, and close that. So bam, now that there's not a lot of tension and don't have to worry about the fiberglass breaking and cracking. So that closed the gap there. I can't do this with one hand, but if you guys can see how it's closed there, this whole section is gonna have to get sanded down a little bit more. Same right here. Show you guys up close. So it's a little bit off, but not too much. Just a little bit more sanding, going a little bit harder. That's what we've got this bad boy for. So that's a plus. Whew. All right, we'll do that. Quick little rundown. This was the hardest part. Well, actually, it wasn't too bad, but I feel like other than the quarter panels were hard. But this was where I was kind of worried about whether or not it was gonna fit pretty much good, but it is good, as you can see there. But like always, guys, like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna be doing some test fitment for the front bumper. I have a bunch of OEM pieces for that. That way this could sit upright, just like that. Like I said, I want this fitment pretty much spot on. Don't want to do anything like too janky, but stay tuned, guys.